Hello and welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about Hajime no Ippo, which I've been watching recently. I'm on episode 50. I haven't finished the whole first season yet. I'm on episode 50 and I just saw the Volg versus Ippo fight. Yeah, as I was watching the fight, there was a lot of things in the fight that made me, I don't know, made me want to talk about boxing in general and Ippo. So as I was watching the Ippo fight, right, I wanted, one of the things that struck me was at one point Volg messes up Ippo so badly. Ippo goes unconscious for a second and he just starts fighting, right? And the referee looks at Ippo and Ippo's taking such a beating that the referee is wondering if he should stop the fight. And that reminded me of just how dangerous boxing can be and just how many punches Ippo has taken, you know, in his whole career. So far he's only had like 10 fights, right? But dude, some of the hits that he has taken has been pretty devastating. Like on the previous fight versus the speedy guy, Ippo basically, you know, lost his right eye during the fight. He couldn't see. And in a bunch of other fights, Ippo has a lot of willpower, but he always gets pretty beat up. How long will Ippo last taking this kind of damage? And this episode 2 with Volg, it reflected on how good a trainer must be to know when to stop the fight, to know when to push a boxer to his limits, to when to throw in the towel. Ippo, in this specific fight, it was like the first fight that I seen from Ippo where like the referee was concerned enough to like, damn bro, you're taking such a beating that bro, oh my god, he headbutted me. How is that even fair? Bam! Oh my god, I'm destroyed, bro. Damn! So, like I said, in this fight, Ippo got so beat up. It's the first time the referee was like, I may need to stop this fight. And his trainer was like, nah, he could endure it. You know what I mean? That's what was part of the strategy versus Volg. But that's the lore. I'm mainly talking about the whole concept of like, when a referee needs to stop the fight, and when a trainer knows how to not overexert his fighter, how important that is, and how important that you take care of your fighter, and how important is a good referee for a match. And it got me thinking of a documentary that I saw about Julio Cesar Chavez and a guy called Medrick Taylor, which is a very interesting documentary. I'm gonna link down below. I'm gonna show you some clips that reflects just how important the role of a trainer and a referee is during a fight, and how it can have dire consequences if they're not careful. I hope you stick through the clips and watch till the end. Obviously it's not the full documentary. I'm gonna link the full documentary below so you can watch it. It's a very interesting documentary. I recommend it if you're into boxing. But yeah, just watch this, dude.
Big fighters that has a lot of heart, a lot of desire that come to fight every minute, every round.
He had the mindset and he had the history.
This is my home.
What Meldrick wanted to be, in a way, was Joe Frazier.
Meldrick Taylor was too much of a Philadelphia fighter. He had real quickness and boxing skills, but he loved to get in there and fight.
But Taylor, with his Philadelphia heart, was determined to prove himself as more than flash. What better way than to beat the least flashy fighter in the sport? A budding legend, who appeared to be Taylor's polar opposite in nearly every way. Mexico's Julio Cesar Chavez.
Chavez was regarded as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, but more than that, he was regarded as the toughest son of a bitch in boxing. He articulated all the virtues that Mexican fighters are supposed to have. He didn't submit to the odds. He kept coming.
Julio Cesar Chavez was only 27 years old, but since rising from an impoverished upbringing in Culiacan, Mexico, he had already earned the stature of a Mexican folk hero.
Meldrick Taylor, he is thinking body from the outset.
Taylor was unintimidated by the pressure. Chavez was just a target, moving into his range.
Taylor lands a vicious right hand. Look at the speed of Meldrick Taylor's flurry. Brilliant stuff from Meldrick Taylor.
The drama in this fight early on was that Taylor was dominating a terrific fighter.
Taylor still trading 4 blows to 1 for Chavez.
Nobody expected that to happen.
You're in the middle of the 9th round of a classic performance by a young fighter on the threshold of greatness. Taylor may well have won every round.
I thought that Taylor was decisively winning the fight. I thought he was really giving Chavez a boxing lesson.
It was clear to almost everyone that Taylor was giving a virtuoso performance. But it was clear to one man that something else was happening.
I knew that Meldrick Taylor was winning the fights because he was landing 2-1. But at the same time, I saw Julio Cesar Chavez landing these hard punches, hard shots, shots that would break bones. Most of the audience didn't know how much of a beating that this young man was taking.
It's incumbent on Taylor not to give Chavez an unnecessary chance to get back into this.
We started to see very gradually that there was a shift. Taylor was landing punches, but Chavez was starting to land more hurtful ones.
There is swelling around both of Meldrick Taylor's eyes.
You were giving him round after round, and then you looked up and said, what happened to this guy? It looked like he'd been hit by a windmill.
Taylor was woozy and almost went to the wrong corner.
Finally came down to the 12th round, and he was winning the fight. Sure, he got hit some shots, but he was in condition, and we tell him in the corner, look, this is the last round.
No, this is the last round. The whole fight's right now.
But the advice Lou Duva remembers offering, and what was actually said in the corner, differ just a bit.
Move, move, move. Dance, 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 you know? I mean, make believe you're Muhammad Ali out there. Have a little fun out there. But don't fight. You're winning the fight. You don't have to fight the 12th round.
No, the fight is hanging on this round here, Mel. This is okay, champ. This is the last and final round. Now, you want to be champion of the world?
His corner was telling him, it's close. You got to go out there and fight.
The fight is hanging on this round here, Mel. This is okay.
It wasn't even close. I don't know what fight the corner was watching.
So I'm watching, and I'm thinking, is this kid going to be able to finish? But there it was. 25 seconds left in the round. You know who was winning the fight. And all of a sudden,
if he gets up, he probably wins the fight. I can't believe it.
Unbelievable! Richard Steele stopped the fight with fewer than 5 seconds to go. You're going to watch Lou Duva go crazy now. You're going to watch Lou Duva go absolutely berserk. This is one of the most unusual calls by a referee in the whole history of the sport.
5 seconds left. I cannot believe they stopped that fight.
I was shocked when Steele stopped the fight.
The official time will be 2:58 of the 12th round. He knocked him out with 2 seconds left.
What are you doing stopping this fight? You're giving a victory away. This guy's earned the right. He's a champion. He got up. What are you doing stopping the fight?
Richard, you describe the end of the fight and why you stopped it.
well, Larry, I stopped because, Melter had took a lot of good shots, a lot of hard shots. When that famous right hand that Julio Cesar Chavez landed, he went down like there was no more life in him. He got up, he pulled himself up. And I asked him twice, are you all right? Are you all right?
You okay? You okay?
And he could not continue. I don't care about the time. When I see a man that has enough, I'm stopping the fight.
Not only was I infuriated, I was Italian mad.
He says, I don't know what time it is. All I know is I've got a hurt fighter in front of me. I don't want him to get hit anymore.
Bullshit, I don't believe that there. He got up. He started to pick up the count. At 6, he got up.
I thought we had got jobbed.
This fight should have been mine. This should have been in the basket. I needed it on the scorecards. And it was premature that Richard Steele would do something like this.
The controversial ending was filled with subplots. Taylor's trainers were criticized for convincing him that he needed to win the final round. Lou Duva was criticized for jumping onto the ring apron, which distracted Taylor and caused him to look to his right just as Steele asked him to respond to critical questions. And Steele was criticized for not being aware of the flashing red light, right behind Taylor, that signified the last 10 seconds of the 12th round. His decision immediately became one of the most debated in boxing history.
I think that Richard Steele made a bad stoppage. Meldrick Taylor had fought his heart out. He had earned the right of those extra 2 seconds.
It was hard initially to step back and really look at what had happened. One guy got assaulted at the end is what happened. So should they have stopped the fight? Yeah, they should have stopped the fight.
Chavez would remain unbeaten for the next 21 fights before finally losing in 1994. Meldrick Taylor never truly recovered.
Meldrick Taylor lost everything that night. Didn't just lose a title belt. He was never going to be Meldrick Taylor again.
In the years following the loss to Chavez, Taylor's life and career propelled into a downward spiral, marked by diminished skills inside the ring, financial and legal problems outside of it, and most worrisome, this.
Oh, it's funny not to me because the media wrote bad things about me. My name said I was washed up.
Today, at 36, Taylor continues to fight, despite evidence that he shouldn't.
Meldrick is the classic great champion that won't quit. Someone that continued on with his career as best he could, but who shows all the evidence of chronic brain injury.
I'm at the beginning of the prime of my career, and I think I'm going to really excel in this fight. It's going to propel me as the best fighter pound for pound in the world. It's going to make me a superstar. People say a lot of things about my career. I shouldn't be fighting no more. And it's not true. So I'm here to prove myself that I'm still the same fighter I was.
Now it's interesting, right? Because fighters and boxers, they have their willpower and they have their fighting spirit. You know what I mean? And they don't like to give up, even if the odds are against them. You know what I mean? Even if they're all beat up and can't fight any longer, they have this will where they have to stick in there a little bit longer. And sometimes, again, that could be detrimental to their own career. And that fight between Meldrick and Chavez really reflects that. Like, that guy had a really promising career. He was like a gold Olympic boxer. And even though he was winning the fight, Chavez just kind of destroyed him, bro. You see at the end how it affected his brain, and just Jesus Christ, it's such a dire consequence of like not knowing when to give up. You know what I mean? And the toll it takes on your body. Okay, he's transforming. This is a special that you get, obviously. Jesus Christ, I'm done for. I'm done for. Like I was saying, that whole Volg fight, apart from being great, has a lot of great concepts. And that concept that it explored about, you know, taking care of your fighter, the importance of a good referee, the importance of a good trainer, reminded me of that documentary that I saw about Chavez, because I remember seeing that and just being kind of a little bit in shock. Of the consequences of like what is gonna happen if you don't know when to call it quits, or you don't know where to throw in the towel as a trainer, or you don't, or how important it is for a referee to stop a fight. Because dude, that guy, he almost had the win, but like imagine, I maybe, you know, I'm gonna say this, maybe he shouldn't have stopped the fight, honestly, because just in recovering, the time would have passed and the bell would have rung, and the guy would have won the fight. But still, the effects of the effects after the fight, look at what it did to the guy. You know what I mean? And that got me thinking about Ippo. Ippo only has like 10 matches on his belt right now. If he takes this constant beating, what is that going to do realistically to his body? Obviously, it's an anime, so he'll probably be fine at the end, but it will be interesting to see if it has long time repercussions on him, because he has taken a lot of beatings, you know what I mean, and he always pulls through because he has incredible willpower. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to say about Ippo. I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep playing this game because it's kind of awesome, and thank you for watching.